Produced by Podcast Architects.
Welcome back to part 2 with my conversation with Dr. Darryl Henson, Superintendent of Marlin ISD. Okay, we got two athletes sitting here, right? We've both been through the recruiting process.
Yes, sir.
We both have had opportunities to take a look around and see, all right, what makes sense for us in terms of a college? Now, I want to shift to education because we've got an exodus of teachers all over this country. And I think we got to get a little bit creative on, number one, how do we find them? But more importantly, how do we keep them, right? And because we don't have this big pot of money to just say, we can just pay you whatever, probably what your true wage should be.
NIL for teachers.
Yeah. Okay, I like that. So how do we do that? Let's just get a little crazy. Let's get out of the box of how we're going to keep our teachers.
So I think about a lot of potential college recruits.
Okay.
They go to a certain campus for the name on the front of the jersey. So you're playing for that university. So it's a certain feel and image. It's not about, a lot of times, it's not about the big stadium or it's not about the nice locker room. It's truly about what this university means. Okay. So for education, how do we make sure that we have superintendents and principals who really just brand and market their campuses and districts to say, when you come here, you're a part of something. It means something to be a part of the 12th man. I don't know anything about that, but truly it means something.
You're right.
And so for a lot of students, a lot of student athletes, you know that you're coming to a true family, not only for 4 years, but for the rest of your life.
So should we include when we're hiring our administrators, our principals, our leadership, should we include something where they have either a portfolio or an idea of how to market a campus?
That's highly important. I'm big on marketing and branding. Not only do you have to tell your own story, you have to also live out the story that you're telling.
Right.
And so brand it, market it. But I want for every educator to feel that same amount of love and energy and what it means to be a Marlin Bulldog or a North Forest Bulldog every single day.
So that's not typically something we've added in there. I mean, I've, like yourself, been on many of interview panel and trying to select the right folks for the job to help our kids. I don't recall ever including that, nor have I seen that a part of it, but I think that's a great point.
Maybe we have to shift our mindset, and curriculum's important, but also it's culture.
That's right.
I believe you turn around schools through curriculum, culture, and common sense.
Would you ever consider as a superintendent, let's say your teachers, I'll say high school because that's kind of our niche, right? They teach 5 periods a day. They have a conference period. Would you ever consider allowing them to contract out for, I don't know, if there's a company that needs a virtual teacher that's serving someone in another state, and hey, I know that I can pay you this, and this one period that you have that you're not with kids, you can designate that as time for a contract job for that individual, right? But without having to go beyond the school hours, something like that. I know there's a lot of pitfalls in the HR world with that, but I'm just trying to get outside the box a little bit too.
I'm open to it because I'm not here to stop anyone's coin. So if you can find creative ways to still maintain excellence in your classroom with your face-to-face students, but you have another opportunity to still impact children, I believe in the mission of public education. And so it's not just kids in which you serve in your classroom, but if you can impact children in Montana, Wyoming, New York City, have at it, because I am a firm believer in the power of a great educator.
I think that may also enhance what they deliver to the kids in their classroom, right? Because I don't think virtual learning is going away by any stretch of the imagination. They may learn things from other folks, or they may learn things from another entity that they can bring back and use for their kids. Okay, I like NIL for teachers. I'm liking that idea.
NIL for teachers.
All right. What else? What other ideas can we be pulling in to really keep our teachers?
A lot of times you've heard that money is not a motivator. I disagree. Teachers won't come for big money. let's put a sign outside that says we're paying teachers starting salary of $150K.
Okay.
I think that we will not have a problem filling a teacher vacancy in America if starting salary was $150,000. And then every year, based on performance goals and outcomes, we will increase you appropriately.
You know, I was mentioning to a friend that if there was ever a time, because, we have search firms, right? Superintendents,
Yes.
yeah. If there was ever a time for a teacher to be able to negotiate
Oh, it's right now.
their salary, and it's particularly if they're a rock star and getting it done, it would be now. It would be now, and I would say there's probably an opportunity for a teacher search firm out there to say, hey, these are the results that my teachers are getting. You're saying it's only 62. I beg to differ. Because you can't replace this.
It's kind of like the NFL. Okay, it's we'll go 75, 3-year deal, but I need at least 55,000 up front, sign a bonus, guaranteed money. So we need to be finding ways to get creative. We're so structured. Years of experience, salary schedule. You'll get paid once a month, or certain places on every other Wednesday. And so we have to really make sure that we are just being creative across the board. But we cannot take advantage of them by saying they love children, they have this certain amount of heart, and not forget compensation. Compensation is important for everyone because everyone has bills to pay.
Absolutely.
Gas is high right now.
Absolutely. And that you're absolutely right. We've probably said that too much about, hey, we understand that the teachers are not going to be rich. I don't know how many times I've stood up in either a faculty meeting and said, we all do this because we love kids, and none of us are going to own mansions, right? And, but if we're saying that this is the most important job that there is,
Correct.
right? Why would we not reward accordingly? Because everything else.
And then keep them safe. So I was getting into, I've been very outspoken about this, and typically on Twitter and social media, I keep my comments to myself. But I said, you know what? No, I'm going to get in the back and forth. And it was a simple argument which shut it down. How many times has there been a mass shooting inside of the White House? The answer is 0, because there's a certain value placed on that building and the people in that building. Why is that same value not placed on every school building in America? It was quiet.
That's a great question.
There's never been one mass shooting inside the White House. I mean, they may have tried from the outside, but not on the inside.
There's a shameless plug I could do right now for my own company, but because we do the security for the White House. But I'm not going to do that. But that's a heck of a point.
There's never been one because of the value. And so we have to get to a point to where we are valuing our teachers. We value our students. And if we can't give you $150K a year, that value that we place will also help attract educators to the profession, and not value with our words, because we'll see every TED Talk in America about the importance of teachers. But if we value you with our actions, and we mean superintendents, principals, governors, legislators across the board, and including parents. Another thing that will help out with teacher recruitment and retainment is this notion of respect.
Yeah.
They are disrespected. If you make Johnny or a student mad, the parent might just come in and give it to you.
Oh, yeah.
As a teacher, you have to internalize that. So what are we doing to mitigate or stop blatant disrespect from parents, students, and sometimes even other educators, including their leaders?
Yep. That's always a balance of supporting your teachers, hearing out your concerns from parents, and making it a workable relationship, regardless of how everybody's feeling in a heated moment.
Whoever disrespects a judge, you try, and then you're held in contempt.
Yes.
So, but there's a certain value
That's
and
right.
respect placed on a judge. So we have to treat our teachers like judges. We have to ensure that we put the same value on safety and security on every building that we do on the White House. this right here is where we begin. It begins with that mindset.
I like that. I got one for you. So I was actually able to do this in Toloso Midway, and we were working towards furthering it. But so our teachers come, and obviously they're working a ton of hours, right?
Yes.
They either bring their lunch, they eat in the cafeteria, they try to run out, stuff something down, come back to class. There's got to be a way to do a cost neutral for a school district to provide teachers breakfast and lunch. And we went so far as even to give them something to take home, right? A packed meal to take home. We were doing it at very low cost, huge portions, but the goal was the next year it was going to be no cost to our folks. Because
I'm going to steal that idea
Well-
like tomorrow, Dr. Fernandez.
we had enough in our food and nutrition general fund to be able to do it. We were feeding enough students to where, the compensation from the state side, federal side, it wasn't costing us anything to do it. And it was just something to say, hey, while we're working on the next round of how do we compensate you in terms of dollars and cents, let us compensate you with taking something off your plate. I didn't even mean that pun, but add something on your plate, right? A meal.
No, and it's the same notion. Just think about what a teacher will do for a breakfast burrito.
Oh, yeah.
They'll like knocking down a wall for you. But if we have good, nutritious meals, and I thought about that on the standpoint of health. I would like for every school to have like basically a gymnasium and a shower for staff to work out after hours.
Yes.
Because what you see is just the stress and the weight gain put on our faculty and staff. And then I do think about the food. Some central offices in their cafeterias, I'm not going to name some, have very phenomenal food.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so I would leave my campus and go to central office just to get the food at the cafeteria because there's a value placed on those employees.
Yep.
That same value, everything goes back to value and honor and respect that we have to have for our teachers. And not just from talks like these, but through actions like what you were doing to Toloso Midway in terms of figuring out the plan, the system, and letting it work.
That's right. All right, throw one more at you. So I think there's going to be an evolution of when districts can do construction and build facilities, buildings. Now I think the conversation needs to be about we're gonna invest this money, and the public's on board with it. When we talk about a multi-use facility, right? How do we incorporate our staff's access to be able to utilize it, right? So let's say we have a new field house for athletics. Well, that field house, obviously there's certain times when the kids are making use of it, but there's got to be a way to schedule in time where this is essentially a free gym membership that you can come before school, after school, and it could be another way for maybe staff members to work some on the weekends to keep it open and allow use of it, right? So you're still getting all of the benefit of your athletics from your kid side of it, but you're also incorporating your staff and making sure, hey, it's great for our kids and they're going to use it, but we also want you to have a benefit of it. So don't pay your $25.99 a month to wherever you're going.
Save that.
Come here, use the facilities. We will train our kids to intern there, right? Those that want to go into coaching or kinesiology, our student trainers, however that works to help with that management, and maybe some staff would be interested in picking up some of those extra hours to make some money to keep it open, to operate it. I think there's some things that we can do as we're thinking about our new facilities. That conversation has to be a part of the equation. Is how does our staff utilize this to take something off their plate or to add some value that they're trying to do in their life, but they could just do here with us.
And that's a phenomenal idea. And so it's going to start with creating a value system within our community, our voter base, who believes in teacher health.
Yeah.
Because they ultimately have to go vote and support that and make sure that, so whenever you see Proposition 4, that's going to tell you it's going to be a tax increase. However, this is for the physical health of our employees.
Right.
If we have established the importance of your child's teacher and their health and their mental and physical well-being, that's phenomenal. But we have to begin those conversations and begin to kind of turn that tide. So whenever you want to get frustrated at the teacher, we have to understand, treat that teacher with the same respect that you would treat a judge, because we believe that judges have the ability to make decisions that impact our lives, whether it's the penalty, whether they can dismiss the ticket, or how long you go to jail for. So you're very respectful. When you go to court, you put on a suit. You don't go anywhere else.
That's right.
That same respect has to be given by students and parents to our teachers every single day.
Because parents don't want to hear that we don't have or they're starting with a long-term sub in the classroom, right? They don't want to hear that. Hey, we want to pay our teachers more. We don't have the money. They don't want to hear that either, because they don't want to lose their child's favorite teacher. Or, well, okay, we hear you. Help us on this other end. If we can do some things to keep and retain and incentivize our teachers that are not just the paycheck, understand that we're trying to do it in a different way, because
Some good ideas.
I mean, if you have
ideas.
if you have the facility, you're creating more engagement, because the teachers and the students are going to have interaction. And I don't know about you, it was always awkward when I saw my teacher at the grocery store. I would pretend like she didn't see me. Probably that was because I was a pain in the butt. But now we're all interconnected, and there's really not a whole lot of privacy out there sometimes.
Correct.
So. But that's another level of interaction. All of the weight loss challenges that you have as a district or a school. Hey, how's that right there? And let there be some systems where you can monitor and incentivize and celebrate when your staff are doing things for their health.
And one other thing might be finding other ideas as it relates to just overall look. So do we have an in-house barber? Do we have an in-house hairdresser? Do we have an in-house tailor? Because I want to make sure that our staff, they look the part as well. And so it's these quality of life things to where we're just you are hitting it right on the head. We're taking certain things off the plate, as in gym memberships, training, staying healthy, food during the day, a nutritious, healthy, tasty meal. Then once every 2 weeks, I don't know, we have a masseuse comes in. Or you can get your edge up lined up, just nice in the office.
Yeah. And
I would love that person.
I mean, already the kids can cut hair.
They can.
So
they get some good fades.
Yeah. So that's never an issue. And this isn't
for some Takis.
Yeah. That it's not necessarily a new concept, because you've had the Auto Tech kids change oils and change oil and those types of things, but just being able to expand on that a little bit where it makes sense and where it adds value to everyone in the community, really. Ideally you grow it so much that people are banging down your door and want to have access to the space. I think we're on to something. I don't know where it goes from here, but I think that we are going to have to get out of the box. Unless you're getting a big windfall over there in Marlin ISD where you can get those salaries up to 90.
We are not right now, but we definitely do the best we can. But it's ideas like this that are a start. And so we have to go from our words to action.
Okay. Well, anytime there's a new project coming down the line, I love to see where we can go with our ideas and our conversations, and ultimately the outcomes for the kids and the teachers. Because we better figure out something, because it is coming to a time where.
So I want to ask you a question on the spot.
Fire away.
What are you doing on July 1st?
I don't know. Is it a Friday? I'm probably working.
If you're available, could you come talk to my class at Baylor?
Absolutely. Done. Sold. There.
About the title of that class is Performance, Image, and Exposure. And it's all about marketing and branding from the superintendent's perspective.
Absolutely.
And I would love to have you there on July 1st.
I am there. Count me in.
Okay. So we heard that Dr. Rick Fernandez is going to join.
I'm there.
The Baylor Bears.
I am there. I beat Baylor when we were. I'm just saying. Senior year we went down there and beat them by 17.
UT would always beat Baylor at everything.
So yeah, they were. I guess you could say it was a down year, but we spanked them pretty good, and they were shell shocked a little bit. So I've had good success over there in Waco. Love to go back.
Good. Come on down to Waco, Texas.
It's a great university, great students.
I can't pay you, but I'll buy you a meal.
That's all. Hey, I would do it. I would do it all for free if I didn't have any bills or I was a billionaire.
Yes,
I'd just do it all for free.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So no, I look forward to it. Well, I want to thank you for joining us. I know this is not what we always want to talk about, right?
Yes, sir.
It's the issue, but the reason I asked you, because I knew, number one, you're going to give me your honest opinion. You have a voice and people listen to you. And I honestly wanted to know what your perspective was, because I've been struggling with how to think about it, feel about it. What do I change in how I'm processing it? And I know there's a lot of folks out there in the education community, they're doing the same things.
Yes.
What do we do? So I appreciate it. I will be there on July 1st. Was it like I have to wear green, or what kind of rules is it?
Like church, you can come as you are, because Baylor is a Baptist university.
Oh, okay. Well, I will be there, and I'll whatever it is you need. It would be interesting. Let's just keep rolling with these ideas. As a part of the branding discussion, putting some of those some of your students in this situation.
If we can do like a mock setup, or tell me how however you want to do it.
Let's have the discussion on the first, and then maybe at a follow up class.
The first is the last class for this summer course.
The first, okay.
But I might have them again summer tour in the fall, so I'm not sure yet.
That's something that we would add to the piece of it is we give them kind of a set questions that they would all run through, right? And you kind of grade them on how well did you message your vision, your mission? How well did you, something like that, to give them.
This is exactly why I want you there to speak about all of this and everything that we talked about today. Teacher recruitment is going to come down to how well you can brand and how well you can market. And in the room, you have aspiring superintendents.
Yeah, so we have to do that then.
We have to do it.
So I'm sure the guys wouldn't mind like seeing me over there giving the stink eye. Like, no, but our team at Podcast Architects are fantastic. So we will figure out how to do that to give them some real action items to be able to do it. Let's see them put it in practice.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I will see you July 1st. Thank you so much. Congratulations to you for
Thank you
for your new title. And oh Lord, he just had to do that. You realize you're in College Station, right?
I know.
So that's okay. And we look to have you back, and see you soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
All right.